So Andrew Yang has gone out and endorsed Joe Biden. Where is the surprise? You know, I really didn't want to make a separate video talking about this guy. Who cares, honestly? But I just wanted to point out a little bit of the hypocrisy here that a lot of progressives experienced when they were pointing out that this guy is a charlatan. Look, man, we told you from the start you can't trust this guy, okay? It's not because he's a businessman. It's not just because he's a capitalist. I did so many videos pointing out discrepancies between his policy platform and the things he was saying on the campaign trail. You know, on his website, he would write, oh, yeah, I support Medicare for all. And then on the campaign trail, he'd go and be like, oh, no, I'm not for banning private health insurance. You know, trying to play both sides at the same time. That doesn't work with us. That doesn't work with progressives. When we hear something out of the ordinary, alarm bells go off, and rightfully so. I pointed these things out. I was attacked by a lot of the Yang gang. You know, I'm not one of those big channels, but all of a sudden I'm getting swarmed with people disliking my videos and leaving nasty comments. I'm like, where did that come from? And even bigger channels, you know, like Tim Black, who was also pointing out these things, was getting the same kind of treatment. We were being attacked basically for pointing out the truths. And a lot of Yang gang were in denial. They were saying like, oh no, he still supports it, man. You're just tripping. It's like, dude, that's incompatible. You can't do that. And you guys also remember that other time where he was at the Washington Post and he was like, oh yeah, I have no problem, you know, being Joe Biden's VP or something. And that made a lot of progressives' heads turn and be like, what did you just say? How can you be VP for someone who's completely incompatible with what you're running on? And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Dude, there is nothing from your policy platform that is supported by Joe Biden. Okay? That's like going to a restaurant, asking for a Coke, and then they tell you, oh, do you want cranberry juice? It's like, what? That's not even Pepsi. Like, there's nothing to do with what I want. Zero. Joe Biden doesn't support action on climate change. He doesn't support Medicare for all. He doesn't support a living wage. Zero. And you spent the entire election cycle, and the Yang gang spent the entire election cycle trying to tell people that, look, Yang, he's just like Bernie Sanders. He's even better, man, because he wants UBI. You don't need a $15 minimum wage. He's got UBI. Forget Bernie. He's way better than Bernie. He's a better version of Bernie. No. What did we tell you? What did we tell you over and over and over? There is no other Bernie. There is none. Every single one of these people has fallen in line behind the establishment. Every single one of them, with the exception of Tulsi Gabbard. Every single one of them. They fell in line like little lap dogs of the establishment. They are traitors. They're working with corporations to screw you over. We fucking warned you. When are you going to get it through your heads, man? I should have trusted my political instincts. I knew there was something up with this guy. I kept telling you people. And then towards the end, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to be more reserved. I'm not going to spend time like talking about this guy or trying to attack him or something. I'll try to be as reserved as possible and as open-minded as possible. No. My gut was right. Just like I told you guys from the beginning, this guy is a fraud. He is a fraud. There's not one single of his policies that aligns with Joe Biden. It's just like these people who are switching from Warren to Biden. What? What does that even mean? Clearly, you're voting based on identity politics or something because you care none whatsoever about a living wage, about universal health care, about taxing the rich. Zero. None of it. Free college. Nada. Once again, all of these lapdogs, Cory Booker as well, Kamala Harris, all of them, Yang, the whole gang, they've fallen in line behind Joe Biden. You know why? Because they're little poodles. They want a nice cabinet position from this zombie melting brain Sleepy Joe. Nah, man. Nah. That guy is not getting the White House. Don't even think about it. That's cuckoo. He's going to get wiped out by Trump if he gets the nomination. So once again, man, the next time progressives tell you, that guy is a fraud, you better listen. Because there are always telltale signs. The next time we tell you Elizabeth Warren is a snake, y'all best believe we know what we're talking about, man. When you've been screwed enough by the establishment, your eyes and your ears become very well trained to detect BS. And Yang is no different.
I believe that Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee. And I've always said I'm going to support whoever the nominee is. So I hereby am endorsing Joe Biden to be not just the nominee for the Democratic Party, but the next president of the United States. And I say this, having supported Bernie Sanders in 2016, Bernie was an inspiration for me, inspired my run. But the math says Joe is our prohibitive nominee. We need to bring the party together. We need to start working on defeating Donald Trump.
Also, this reasoning, this excuse that he's using of, oh, well, you know, the math says that Joe Biden is going to be the nominee. Therefore, I'm going to fall in line like a little poodle and a lapdog. What? What does that even mean? You're supposed to be running based on policy. You should be backing someone based on policy, not because the math says they're going to win the nomination. What are you talking about? And these same people who tell you that, oh, well, I have to back Joe Biden because he's clearly the nominee, are the same ones who would refuse to get behind Bernie Sanders if he was going to be the nominee. You know it. You goddamn know it. That's exactly what they would do. And once again, feeding you, brainwashing you with this party allegiance nonsense. Oh, I have to back the Democratic nominee. Says who? No, you don't. You absolutely do not. You don't have to do that. Wrong. Wrong. This entire election, just like 2016, has been about one fundamental question. Are you on the side of the establishment or are you on the side of the people and the workers? Andrew Yang, Elizabeth Warren, and the rest have made it very clear on whose side they are on. Whose side are you on?